Remember when fighting games were all hand-drawn, with those beautiful sprite animations? The devs of this indie fighting game just brought me right back to that era. This is Diesel Legacy, the Brazen Age. Just look at this. This is a crouching animation. This is a standard block. These characters are insanely expressive and well designed. Even the main menu of this game looks amazingly cool. But don't think this is just a standard 2D fighting game with pretty well made sprites. I was fortunate enough to play the early access build of this game, and let me tell you, this is also a game with some deep mechanics, focused on the 2v2 and featuring a very interesting 3-lane system and many movement and defensive options. It also features an interesting world building, based on the retro-futuristic subgenre of science fiction, Dieselpunk, where society developed around the advances in diesel technology. It's basically what would come after Steampunk in the timeline, usually representing the time period from World War I until the 1950s, which got me thinking. I can't wait for humanity to discover a new energy source, just for the sci-fi guys to unlock a new genre of science fiction based over it. We definitely need more of this. Okay, but back to the game. Where Diesel Legacy really shines gameplay-wise is in the conjunction of its most unique elements, the 3-lane system and the 2v2 aspect. It enables new gameplay dynamics, like using the lane transversal movement to sandwich an enemy with your partner, and I can only imagine all the crazy mix-ups people will be cooking with this. The movement in particular of this game feels very good. Also, you can make team combos, like for instance, one player launches it and another finishes the combo. So people who like to lab in the training mode and discover new tech will probably like this game. It also has some interesting defensive moves, like pressing square and triangle to push an enemy away after a block, the Jive Bomber, where you spend some meter to assist your teammate that's blocking, the Switcheroo, where you switch places with your teammates to absorb an enemy attack instead, and also the Ghost Guard, Ghost Vengeance and Ghost Buster. And this is another facet of the 2v2 aspect that shines on this game. When you're dead, you can help your teammate using the Ghost Guard by timing a parry right before an enemy is about to attack. The Ghost Vengeance is more of an offensive move, and with Ghost Buster, you can help your teammate that's being attacked even from both sides. This really makes the game more interactive and fun, where nobody is truly out of the game until the match ends. And also, practically every character has a unique mechanic for a more varied gameplay. Speaking of characters, now let's talk about the world, characters and overall story. I'll just go through some overall themes of the lore, but if you like to start a game story with zero information, you can jump to this timestamp. The game takes place in the fictional Iron City, a place controlled by a mega corporation, and show the characters struggle to survive in an extremely oppressive environment that crushes its citizens, tries to mold everyone into a cog on this big machine, and treat the defective ones like trash. This dehumanization is getting more intense in a world where automation technology is getting more developed and common. Now some of you might be thinking, this looks a lot like our real present times, but I guess time is a flat circle after all. Now there's one more layer in all of this. This game is heavily inspired aesthetically and thematically by the 1927 German expressionist film Metropolis. There's a ton of reference to the movie, and I cannot go through every one of them without spoiling the game's story, which is very good in my opinion, so I leave it to the most curious ones to experience the 2 pieces of media to spot all the Easter eggs. Also, I think some events of this game could be even inspired by the Hawk's Nest Tunnel disaster of 1930. I'm not sure though. But anyway, there's one line in this game that I think perfectly describes its environment, and it's very poetic. The city is like an enormous furnace, engulfing and consuming all to stay alive. No wonder what they call the Iron City. You either learn it to bend it into shape, or it crushes you. From this world arise a list of very cool and expressive characters. For instance, we got Rory, a mechanic that uses a flicker jab stance, an interesting command grab that switches lanes, strong kicks, and an install that makes them even stronger. Eleonora, a gangster which is becoming the poster girl for this game just based on how much personality this character has in its design and animation. She has access to pretty much every tool a gangster have. Her 2 pretty loyal goons, machine guns, dynamites, a hostage to use as human shield while she throws everything at you, and a very gangster style assist. Ruby is a skater delivery girl, so most of her moves are delivery related stuff. Like, here's your package and sign here please. Delivery package dropped, and you can even summon the newspaper delivery van. That you can't control it with the directional input. Her skates has a power-up mechanic that kicks in every time she dashes, which give her access to stronger moves and enable her to perform attack cancels into dashes. Every command is pretty well animated, as expected with this game. Another character that I found cool was Fritz, which, by the way, is probably a reference to Fritz Lang, the director from Metropolis. Fritz is a plague doctor looking assassin with poison, stealth mode, a pretty interesting throw mechanic where the first one doesn't do any damage, but if you do it a second time, he deals a ton of damage. There's many more cool characters. I won't go through everyone though. In fact, Rufomonger already made a pretty in-depth guide on every character and its intricacies, so there's no point in making another one, but I wanted to go through some of its game's many modes. I really like the story mode of this game. Every character has its own separate route, where they encounter each other mid-story, and every new character interaction leaves you very curious to how said character reached that point in the story, which motivates you to go through that character's route. In every route, the events change a little, so you learn more about a character's past while you get different timelines of the future. And there's a good variety of themes in the story, like one is more about the struggles of class wars, another is a gangster story, and etc. It also has special enemies designed just for this mode. I think I can say this is my favorite mode, cause it got me pretty involved in the world they created and the character's lore. It also has an arcade mode, more focused on the 1v1 side, your standard versus offline and online with rollback netcode, featuring teams and free-for-all mode and enabling up to 4 players, and a very robust training mode with everything you can think of, like they even show the hitbox on the training mode. I honestly don't know other game that does that natively. Comment here if you do. Also a replay function with player takeoff and more stuff, like a great variety of colors. Some of them could be tributes to pop culture, like The Joker, The Mask, Carmen Sandiego, X-Men, Potemkin from Guilty Gear, and probably more. So, in short, absolutely amazing game. Very pretty and creative, a deep competitive gameplay, a pretty good story mode, and etc. I love it. Congratulations and a huge thanks to the Diesel Legacy devs at Maximum Entertainment for providing me an early access to such a cool game for analysis and review. And by the way, this game is co-developed by many of my fellow countrymen, so Brazilian brothers. We're flying high on the indie fighting game scene, pretty cool. This game is available since December 3rd for PS5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch and PC, so go take a look. So this is it guys, tell me in the comments if you spotted some other obscure references in this game. If you like this video, please subscribe for more fighting game content. Bye!